This is where American beef begins, on open land stretching for miles. Space and movement are central to large-scale cattle ranching.
Fences don't confine cattle, they organize the land itself.
Water access determines how far herds can safely range. Most herd management happens without touching the animals.
Land itself is the primary resource in beef production. Grazing rotation protects both cattle and grasslands. Simple systems keep massive operations running daily.
Movement builds strength long before feedlots begin. This open range is only the first step of the journey. Breeding begins naturally, guided by seasonal timing. Herd structure plays a critical role in reproduction. Land choice becomes critical as calving approaches. Calving usually happens without human presence. The herd itself becomes the first line of protection. Thousands of calves are born this way each season. Space replaces barriers in early life stages. From birth, every step depends on land and timing. Early growth relies entirely on the mother-calf bond.
Calves learn by following, not training.
Movement builds strength from the very start.
Terrain itself becomes part of development.
Solid food begins long before milk ends. Herd flow teaches order without pressure. Exposure builds hardiness early on.
Most early management happens at a distance. By weeks old, calves are already adapting.
Eventually, every calf must be briefly handled. Calm movement keeps stress to a minimum. Simple steel equipment controls powerful animals. Handling is short, precise, and purposeful. Release happens as fast as restraint. Identification must work across open land.
The herd resets itself naturally.
Management moments are brief in open ranching. Stress dissipates quickly when space is abundant. Identification completes the foundation stage.
Weaning starts with distance, not separation.
Visual contact reduces stress during transition.
Solid feed is introduced slowly.
Nutrition and movement are managed together.
Water intake rises as milk fades.
Slow change protects developing systems. Peer groups replace maternal dependence. Routine replaces reliance. Weaning ends when independence begins. Backgrounding focuses on slow, consistent growth. Distance encourages strength, not speed. Grass management drives long-term growth. Water demand rises as cattle grow.
Efficiency replaces exploration at this stage.
Pasture changes keep weight gain steady. Growth also depends on rest.
Size increases without rushing the process.
Backgrounding prepares cattle for the final stage. Transition begins when movement replaces grazing.
Design reduces stress during loading.
Transport starts with controlled footing. This is the longest movement of their lives. Transportation links ranches to finishing systems. The environment changes instantly.
Footing and space feel different here.
Efficiency replaces open-range freedom. Adjustment begins immediately.
The final growth stage starts here.
Finishing begins with daily, structured feeding. Every step of feeding is measured and consistent. Order is maintained even during high-energy feeding. Scale and layout maximize efficiency and safety.
Water and feed are coordinated for optimal growth.
Controlled nutrition shapes the final body condition. Timing and structure keep the herd calm.
Rest is essential between feeding cycles.
Scale and repetition drive efficiency in finishing. By day's end, growth is cumulative and steady.
Observation is the first line of herd health.
Daily routines reveal subtle health signals. Waste management begins with careful pen design. Cleaning occurs without interrupting growth. Sanitation supports both health and growth. Careful observation replaces unnecessary handling. Herd instinct supports hygiene naturally. Maintenance occurs alongside daily routines. Separation of clean and waste areas prevents illness. End-of-day routines maintain herd health naturally.
The final stage begins with careful gathering.
Movement is guided, not forced, to minimize stress. Loading combines careful design with natural herd behavior. Transport begins as cattle leave familiar territory.
Facilities are designed for smooth transitions.
Calm movement prevents injury and stress. Scale and order support high-volume operations. Animals adjust naturally to the new environment. Final checks ensure safety and quality. From pasture to processing, every step is deliberate.